Dear students, Physics Class 2 Communication, in which we are going to learn about radio waves transmission. So dear students, radio wave transmission means how the wave is transmitted effectively all over the world. In the sense, in order to receive that wave all over the world, how to transmit that from the transmitter or transmitting antenna. Clear? So, therefore, that transmitted wave can be received all over the globe. So, that is known as radio wave transmission. The radio wave is propagated from the transmitting antenna to the receiving antenna in three different ways depending on the frequency of the wave. You can see here, this is a transmitter and this is a receiver. So this is also a transmitter, this is also a receiver. Okay. So now here you can see this is just a transmitting antenna. It is transmitting the radio signals effectively. Okay. In order to receive by the receiver on the surface of the earth. So first radio wave transmission is ground wave propagation. The communication is possible by ground waves only when the receiving and transmitting antenna are close to the surface of the earth. In the sense, you can see here, this is the transmitting antenna and this is the receiving antenna. These two are very close to the surface of the earth and the transmission takes place directly. In the sense, here you can see this is the one transmitting tower, this is another receiving tower. So it is transmitting and it is receiving close to the surface of the earth, and this is a maybe a short distance communication we call. Clear? So in ground wave propagation, the transmitting antenna and the receiving antenna are close to the surface of the earth and they are also close to each other. So therefore the radio signal is transmitted directly from transmitter to the receiver. Clear? So that it is known as ground wave propagation. Next is space wave propagation. So in case of space wave propagation, the communication is possible by space waves such that they travel from transmitting to the receiving antennas in the earth troposphere. In the sense, when the signal is transmitted from transmitter, it travels through the earth troposphere, come back to the receiver. That is the portion of the earth atmosphere in the first 18 kilometers from the surface of the earth. So if suppose this is the surface of the earth and if you draw a vertical line, then 18 kilometers from the surface of this earth, the troposphere starts. Okay. So in that troposphere, that transmitted electromagnetic wave or radio wave is traveled through this troposphere and received to the receiving antenna. Clear? So this type of communication is known as space wave propagation. Okay, next, third one is sky wave propagation. This one is the most important one. So in sky wave propagation, radio waves arrive at the receiving antenna after reflection from the ionized layer in the Earth's upper atmosphere called ionosphere. Dear students, you cannot imagine what are the things the nature Earth has given to us. Without this ionosphere, communication is just impossible all over the globe. Otherwise, we call wireless communication is just an impossible without this ionosphere, and this ionosphere is the part of the earth atmosphere. Imagine. So in sky wave propagation, the wave is transmitted from transmitter towards the ionosphere. Now that ionosphere reflects this radio wave or electromagnetic wave back to the Earth's surface. So if the signal strength is sufficiently strong, then that wave can be multiply reflected between ionosphere and the Earth surface. Hence, the wave can be received all over the globe. Just imagine how the Mother Earth has given us so many things. Without this ionosphere, the global communication, wireless global communication is just impossible, dear students. Okay, so you can see here also that is how a multiple reflection takes place between ionosphere and the Earth surface. Clear? So here also radio wave is propagated from transmitter to the ionosphere, and ionosphere is reflecting it back to the, that is, receiver here. So hence the wave is received, or the radio wave is received all over the globe. So it now the electromagnetic wave we are using, its velocity is equal to the velocity of light, so it can travel with a very fast. So hence it is reflected back by the ionosphere and Earth surface. Hence it can be received on the Earth surface within a fraction of second. So hence the global communication become easier due to the presence of ionosphere. Dear students, as the ionosphere plays a very important role in case of global communication, so therefore let us study the composition of the ionosphere, in the sense how the ionosphere layer is spread over the surface of the Earth. The upper part of the Earth atmosphere absorbs a large quantity of radiant energy from the sun, which not only heat the atmosphere but also produces some ionization in the form of free electrons, positive ions and negative ions. The ionosphere is situated between 50 to 350 km above the surface of the Earth, and its density is different at different height at daytime and at night time. You can see here daytime and at night time, this is the ionospheric layer whose density is different at daytime and night time. That is layer D, E, F1, F2 layers in the daytime, and they are having different electron density, in the sense as you go vertically upward, the density of the free electrons goes on increases. So therefore the density of these layers also goes on increases. At night time, D layer and F1, F2 layer combined merges to form F layer, and D layer remain absent at night time. So therefore, in case of night time, F layer is present and E layer is only present there. Okay. So due to lack of radiant energy or sun's radiation. So here also you can see the different layers of the ionosphere. The ionosphere plays an important role in the propagation of electromagnetic waves. It acts as a radio mirror to reflect the sky wave back to the Earth. Thus, it makes global communication easier. The electromagnetic wave is reflected by the ionosphere back to the Earth's surface. Hence, sometimes we call it as the ionosphere as a radio mirror, in the sense it reflects the radio waves or electromagnetic waves back to the Earth's surface. Hence, it is also called as radio mirror. So, imagine how the Earth has given so many things. Then, how this radio wave or electromagnetic wave is reflected by the ionosphere. The reflection of electromagnetic waves by the ionosphere depends on the frequency and composition of the ionosphere. In the sense, the transmitting signal frequency, it also depends, and it also depends on the composition of the ionosphere, in the sense the density of the ionosphere. The actual mechanism of electromagnetic waves transmission is as shown here. You can see this is a transmitting antenna, and it is transmitting different signals at a different vertical angle with respect to the earth surface. So therefore the first wave, it is transmitted with a smaller vertical angle with respect to earth surface, is reflected back by the ionosphere. Similarly, little bit greater vertical angle with respect to earth surface is reflected, that is known as the second wave, that is also reflected by the ionosphere. Similarly, if the vertical angle of incidence is increased further, then no more the ionosphere reflects that wave back to the earth's surface, because in that case the transmitted signal or the electromagnetic wave is incident normally on the ionosphere. Whenever any wave incident normally, it is not reflected, it is transmitted. So therefore that wave is transmitted or pierced through this ionosphere and it escape out of the ionosphere. Clear? So the EM waves radiated at a greater angle reflected by the F1 back to the F1 layer back to the earth. The distance between the transmitting antenna and point where the electromagnetic wave is first received on the earth surface. You can see here, if we take the first wave, this is the transmitting antenna, and the distance between the transmitting antenna and where the EM wave, the point where the EM wave is first received, here you can see the first received on the earth after reflection is called, this distance is called skip distance. Dear students, this definition is important. Many times in the question paper they have asked for 2 marks. Okay, now let us study bending of radio waves, in the sense how the ionosphere reflect back these radio waves to the earth surface. What is the principle? We know that the refractive index of the ionosphere is less than 1. On the earth surface, no material exists whose refractive index is less than 1. It is always greater than 1, and for convenience we consider the refractive index of the air medium as a 1. In the sense, if refractive index of the ionosphere is less than 1, it depends on the electron density, that is free electron density in the ionosphere. In the ionosphere, as we move in upward direction, the free electron density, that is N, goes on increasing and the refractive index of the successive layer goes on decreasing. In the sense, as we go vertically upward direction, the density of the free electron of the ionosphere goes on increases, and in the same order the refractive index of the, that is ionosphere, goes on decreases. It is less than 1. So now, therefore, the refractive index of the ionosphere can be found by the relation, that is mu is equal to square root of 1 minus 81 N divided by F square. Here N is the free electron density of the ionosphere and F is the frequency of the incident radiation or frequency of the incident radio wave or electromagnetic wave. So the radio wave entering into the ionosphere from the ionized medium, it travels from denser medium into rarer medium, As a result, the angle of refraction goes on increasing. In the sense, dear, the radio wave is traveling from rarer medium to denser medium. You have learned the total internal reflection, TIR in short we call. In that case, when a light ray travel from rarer medium to denser medium, then the total internal reflection takes place. Okay, the same principle here also works for these radio waves or electromagnetic waves. So therefore, the radio wave is entering from rarer medium to denser medium, that is the ionospheric layer, and there at certain point it get reflected back to the earth surface with the total internal reflection. Clear? So at point P1, let I1 be the angle of incidence and R1 be the angle of refraction. Then according to Snell's law, mu is equal to sine I divided by sine R, that it is equal to square root of 1 minus 81 N1 divided by F1 square at point P1. Okay. So where N1 is the electron density at point P1, at point P2, the angle of refraction is R1 is equal to 90 degree and sine R1 is equal to 1. So dear students, you can see here, so at point P2, the angle of refraction is 90 degree. So therefore here it is 90 degree. Clear? That is the total internal reflection takes place at point P2. So therefore, so R1 becomes equal to 90 degree. So substitute these values in the above equation. So it becomes mu is equal to sine I1 is equal to square root of 1 minus 81 Nm divided by F2 square, where Nm is the maximum electron density at point P2. Hence, the radio wave undergoes total internal reflection TIR back to the earth surface. Okay, dear students, we will stop here. Remaining part we will continue in the next class. If you find any difficulty, you can text me on the Google Classroom or in the WhatsApp group. Okay, and stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.